Hi guys, welcome to the 26th video of the Love Bubber 450 questions series. So we have finished array, matrix and strings. So I think almost 40 problems we would have done, or maybe more than that also. I have not kept a count. 25 videos are made. If you have not watched any video, you can watch all the videos in the playlist and I put the link in the description. You can also find the link of these questions in the description. So today we have to start a new topic, that is searching and sorting. So just a few minutes of introduction, maybe 1 to 2 minutes. So in searching and sorting, first and most important thing is binary search. Okay, binary search, everybody should know the basic code of binary search. And STL functions, STL functions you should know, or maybe I should say inbuilt functions, because this will help you in the coding round. In the coding round, it will help you most of the time. Okay, like if you want to do upper bound, lower bound, or direct sort function, so you need to know all that. And coming to sorting, you should know two important algorithms: merge sort and quick sort. Okay, merge sort and quick sort you should know. Merge sort direct code was asked in my internship test interview. So it is quite important, okay? Like you cannot say I will just use sort function, inbuilt sort function. They won't accept it. They will say either use merge sort or quick sort and show me if you know or not. So you should know that. So this much prerequisites, I think if you have, it's good enough. So let us see the first problem of today. You are given an sorted array. Binary search you can apply on sorted arrays. See, where can you apply binary search? So binary search you can apply on a sorted array. And more importantly, you can apply on a monotonic function. So what are monotonic function? Monotonic functions are either they are strictly increasing or they're strictly decreasing, something like this, the graph. Okay, the graph will be something very strictly increasing, strictly decreasing, something like this it will be. So that you will get to know when you read the problem, is it a monotonic function, if is it a monotonic function or not. So you will get to know as and when we solve more and more problems. Some problems are very new to me also, they're very challenging. Let us do some initial problems now. So given a sorted array, we have to find the first and last occurrences of an element. And if the number is not present, we should return -1. So this is a very simple problem based on a binary search concept. See, if you want to find for an element, you can use linear search also. Okay, if you use linear search, if the time constraints are small, as in this problem, you can use linear search only. Don't need to complicate anything. But to optimize your code, you have to use binary search. So binary search, time complexity of binary search is O of log n. So that is why it is very much preferred and you should know that, okay? So how to do this problem, first and last? Let me just copy this, uh, copy this function, these two functions onto my editor here. So to solve this problem, we have to use binary search. How to use binary search? I hope everybody knows the code of binary search. So in the code of binary search, what extra addition we have to do? What extra code we have to write? The only extra code is this. So when we find that if A of mid is equal to X and either of these conditions are true, okay, that time we return mid. Otherwise, if A of mid is less than X, then we search in the right side, otherwise we search in the left side. Same way as we do for searching an element. That is why I said you should know the binary search standard code. Then only you will be able to relate to what I'm saying. So please go and read that if you don't know that. You can read it on GFG. So that was for first occurrence. I want you to dry run the code, take some example by yourself and do it. Okay. So actually, if you want me to do one, let me do one. Suppose, okay, let us do one example. Suppose it is, 1, 2, 3, 2. And we have to find first and last occurrence of 2. Okay. Then first and last occurrence of 2, how will we find it? See, L will be equal to 0 initially, and H will be equal to n minus 1, which is 3. Mid will be equal to what? Mid will be equal to 1. So A of mid is equal to 2. So we will return mid. So that was our first occurrence. If suppose A of mid was not equal to 2, then we have to either go right or left. So in binary search code, we have to either go left side or right side, depending on the condition. So what condition is that? If A of mid is less than X, we go to the right side. We say L equal to mid plus 1. Otherwise, we go to left side. Similarly, for last occurrence also we do this, just that we reverse the condition. We say if A of mid is greater than X, then we go to the left side. Otherwise, we go to the right side. Otherwise, if A of mid is equal to X, we return mid. So first and last occurrence, see, this problem can also be solved very easily with less of code using C++ STL. So C++ STL, you can use lower bound. If you use lower bound, you will get an iterator pointing to first occurrence of element, and you can use upper bound also, and upper bound will point to the first element greater than the number, so just -1. So something like that you can do, I think, and then get the direct answer. But in interviews, they want you to write the binary search code, so they want you to write this. So please understand this carefully. Okay, you should know the proper binary search code, otherwise you will not understand this. This is just the application of that only, very small change. Similarly, next problem is based on finding square root. So square root function, it is a monotonic function. So square root function is something like this. So this is strictly increasing. So this is strictly increasing, right? So we can apply binary search concept here. So how to use binary search concept? Actually, this problem can be solved without binary search if we use this inbuilt square root function. But in the interview, if they ask you, show me how to find the square root of a number using binary search, then what to do? That time what we can do is, so I'll erase this part. I hope all of you understood this. Very simple this is. So that time what we'll do, first of all, let's take an integer n input. Then we'll say L is equal to 0 and H equal to n minus 1. We'll say while L less than or equal to H, we'll say int mid is equal to L plus H minus L by 2. Then we will say if mid into mid is equal to n, we will say answer is mid and we will break out. So we need an answer variable. Initially, let it be 0. Otherwise, that is else if mid into mid is less than n, then what we should do? Then we should say L equal to mid plus 1. We should check on the right side. But because some numbers don't have a perfect square root, they will have a float this thing. No, we will get a float answer. Like integer division. So what happens is, suppose square root of 10, it will be 3. So that is why we should say answer is mid over here. This is for such kind of numbers which are not perfect squares. Otherwise, we should just say h equal to mid minus 1. Then we will just say C out answer. As you can see here, we're getting the answer. So square root of 25 is 5. So if I give 20, let us see what we get. So if I give 20, so it should return 4 because it is float division, right? So it rounds off to the smaller integer. So we are getting 4. So this is how you find square root of a number using binary search method. See, this condition is for those numbers which are not perfect squares, like 10, 20, like that. Because if we say square root of 10, what we should do? We should say, I mean, if we want to do square root of 10, we should say 3, right? That is why this answer. So this is important step here. Otherwise, again, it is standard binary search code format only. Mid into mid is equal to n breakout. Otherwise, check for this. So I hope this introduction video was helpful for all of you, and all of you got a good intro, okay? So you can find the solutions in the link, I will put it. And thank you for watching this. Please share this video with all your friends. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. It will really help me a lot. It will motivate me. Thank you for supporting me so long. So as and when we progress, we will find more difficult problems. We will come across more difficult problems. Okay, so stay tuned. And thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye.